All right, everybody say hi.
Hi.
There's my live audience.
Hi.
Oh.
Don't forget about me. I'm super late.
All right, go over there and you can be the audience right there. And please. Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, hello everyone.
Hello.
So I want you to imagine an island. This island has the same type of vibes as Hawaii, but without the expensive price tag. Wow, my family and I got to experience this on our summer vacation when we went to Puerto Rico. My name is Vanessa Bogar, and I'm going to share that experience with you. We will talk about the arrival flight, where we flew in luxurious comfort. We will talk about the fun activities that we did as we were on the main island. And then we'll wrap it up and we'll talk about the art and food that the island has to offer. To begin, my trip started before we even left the States. My stepfather, who is the king of credit card points, he was able to rack up enough points to be able to upgrade our regular flight to first class status. So, to begin with, as we were waiting for our plane, we got to wait for it in Delta Sky Lounge. Now, in Delta Sky Lounge, it's an exclusive place where you get to wait, and they have so many amenities for you. We have, as we walked in, they had a buffet with salad and sushi. Everything was complimentary. Anything you could think of to drink, any dessert you can think of. Even the alcoholic bar was open and complimentary. And as we were waiting for our flight, we got to relax in recliners, we got to use free Wi-Fi, and we had access to a bathroom that included showers. That was so sparkly clean, I swear it shined. When our flight arrived, our first class ticket allowed us to be the first ones to board. So as we got on the plane, we were able to get into our spacious seats. The attentive and very friendly crew took very good care of us. They made sure that we had a full meal, we had snacks. Again, we had complimentary drinks. Anything we can think of to make that ride comfortable, they provided for us. By the time we got to San Juan, we were relaxed and ready to explore. Now I will tell you about what we did once we were settled in and unpacked at the resort. So the first part of our trip, we went to visit the rainforest. And the rainforest was beautiful. It was like stepping into a scene from the National Geographic. The air smelt of the damp. The plants and trees were huge and gorgeous and beautiful with vibrant colors. Our local guide that met us, he even took us to a hidden local area where the other tourists weren't. It was just us. There were waterfalls, there were natural made slides. We spent the time swimming and climbing and just enjoying the secluded area. After that, they took us skydiving. Skydiving was amazing. We got to view the entire rainforest from a bird's eye view. It was scary, but it was exciting at the same time. And after that, one of the most activities that we did that stood out the most to me happened at nighttime. We did nighttime kayaking. And what was special about this was they gave us glow-in-the-dark body paint, and there was a whole group of us. And so as we're all rowing through the water, it looks as if there is light just floating above the water, contrasted against the moon. It was beautiful. It was one of the funnest and most unique experiences that I ever had. Finally, let's talk about the food and the culture. So, throughout that week, we tried a lot of the traditional dishes that Puerto Rico had to offer. The main dish that we tried is called the mofongo, which is pretty much mashed plantains mixed with garlic and olive oil and sofrito seasoning. We had arroz gandula, which is another one of the traditional dishes. It was very good. And of course, we had to get the local drinks to wash it down with. Before I left on this trip, I learned that the pina colada drink was actually invented in San Juan, Puerto Rico. So I had to try it everywhere we went, and trust me, they did not disappoint. The drink was so cool and creamy, and they never held back on the rum. So being that that is my favorite drink, it was a dream come true for me to be able to try it in its original birthplace. After we experienced the food and the drink of Puerto Rico, we then went on to see some of the culture. Our guide took us to a locally famous artist, and he gave us a tour of his art gallery. We saw statues and paintings and beautiful handcrafted artifacts. We even bought some and took some home with us. And another thing that stood out is that the artist was so infatuated with my niece that he begged her to pose for him. He promised that he would give her royalties if he sold the piece. We haven't heard from him, but we're still waiting on them royalties. Well, to wrap things up, I went over our first class experience trip. I talked about all the fun and exciting things we did on the island. And then I also discussed some of the food and art in the culture. The one thing that this trip taught me is that get out there, have fun. It doesn't matter if you don't have to be wealthy. There's ways that you can get it. You need to see this earth, it's beautiful. Thank you for listening to my speech.
Yay!